shares. The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Tiger Technician Hour with your host, Basil Chapman. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Now, Basil Chapman.
Hi folks, Basil Chapman here. This is the Tiger Technicians Hour on Friday, the 10th of April. Let me just show you this here. So we've made, at least I believe we've made in my work, an internal low. I spoke about that a couple of weeks ago. I said that I believe that this low that we made right here at 45,050, that was an internal low, that we should have a rally. And then this is like the internal low where you've got an earthquake, then you get the aftershock, and that aftershock can be greater, smaller, or about the same as the earthquake. But what I am anticipating is that over about maybe going into later next week, it could start even today, but it's going to start fairly soon, that there's a chance that we start to roll over and we come back down here to the 46,000 level. It's 2,000 points. But we start to roll over. That's the most important thing. And we make the residual high. I'm just not going to spend time on that. There's a Chapman Wave Dark News cloud cover. I use it with the Dow Daily. I use the yellow background chart. It has to do with, used to do with the yields. When the yields were getting quite high, it made the market nervous. And this nervousness is, think of this more, I treat it as like a volatility index, my own internal volatility index, and that there are internal highs and residual highs. And sometimes it's just an internal high or just an internal low. There's no residual. That's what we've seen so far, internal, and we'll see if we're going to come back down. But in the meantime, we are long. We just treating it as a technical indicator. That's number one. Number two is, I want to go to this one over here. Oh, I didn't put it. I have to put it in. No, let me run the numbers. Dow's down 134 at 48,000 after a spectacular move over 3,000 points, taking a little digester day. I think we're going to make a peak B today. We won't go above yesterday's high, 48,323.95. 0.96 starts, extends leg B. Let's go to the S&P. S&P right now, leg B, up 364 at 68.20. What a diverse market this is. Now I need to talk about this. Look, the weekly chart, I've got that as a peak B. Look at this beautiful candle. Look at the 9-period moving average over the 14. Looks really strong. MACD just dipped negative, relative strength monthly dipped negative, stochastics at 91%. I mean, more than that, it's just fantastic. Weekly charts, very different. This is the sandwich. What happens in the daily and the monthly charts, if there's weakness, it shows up in the weekly chart, and takes a while for the weekly chart to repair the damage. So what we've got now is we've had a 7,002.28 all-time high, going down to 16.91, and we've come all the way back in a single leg. It's still just a leg A, and I call it a gray A because all the technicals are still very weak in the weekly chart. But what a spectacular move. And you can see it. There's a gap. This is the third day of a gap. I suspect this gap is going to get filled. When is the question? All right. So great action. Let's just look at it in terms of pure daily, weekly, monthly. Daily is in I have to call it a buy signal with a stochastic at 90%. The weekly, even though it has such a spectacular move, I can't even call it a buy signal yet because all the technicals are weak, but the monthly chart is still in a fantastic buy mode. All right, let's go to the QQQ. I'll do this really quick because I've got so many questions. The leg C, daily up 74 cents at 610.93. Really nice move from the 550s to the 610. I mean, that's 10% boops, just like that. And look at the weekly chart, improving. It's not as great as the other, but it is improving. Monthly chart is great. This is the QQQ. And I do anticipate we go to an all-time high of 638.61. 1 penny higher to start leg C. I don't know when. At this point, I'm thinking it's more likely got to finish April, maybe May. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, IWM, Russell 2000. Look at this. IWM, very nice action, 261.44. Down 52 cents, probably going to make a peak C. Then it goes to a D. That's going to be oh, wait, what am I talking about here? Peak A. Why did I do that? I was a little careless. Sorry. That should be an... No way. That's a B. Look at this. 252.44, 252.37. Oh, ho, ho. Look at that. We're in a leg B. Maybe a peak B today. There you are. That's A. If you don't do this enough times, you don't get to see these little penny differences in a multi-100 stock. Okay, here we go. So weekly chart looking very good. 9-period moving average. If today acts like it is right now, you've got yourself a green 9-period moving average. Man, I've been doing a lot of work in this. Now I'm using AI a little differently. I've been developing some of the things that my late friend Herb Brun used to do for me. I'm now continuing them with my own using AI. All right, so let's just do this. That's the IWM. SMHs, really important. All-time high. As we speak, 437.18. All-time high. So this, I was going to do that today because it's Technical Friday and I do Chapman methodology. What is this? Is this a G or is this an A? The G says... excuse me, still recovering here, but I'm doing fine. So thank you for your well wishes. Yeah, look, that G, and they were biopsies, so I still don't know the results yet, but the worst part's, this part's done. So GA. So G says, oh my God, be careful because G, you can have a really sharp pullback. A says, are you kidding? Every single dip you want to buy. Let's just leave that for the moment. The semiconductors in a leg B in the daily chart, they should go to a C and a D, and then we can decide. Leg C, all-time high in the monthly chart, fabulous action. Oh man, I was busy talking, didn't get there. Look at this. So look at this. The 200-period moving average right there. The 914 is about to cross decisively. It hasn't done it yet, this daily chart, and I like what I see. So most importantly, let me just do something here. Just do that. Okay. What we're looking at is a still choppy sideways, but look how the 2-minute chart used the 200-period moving average as a springboard. That is really important. It's very nice that it was able to do that. The 5-minute chart needs a lot of work, and the 10-minute chart, just the candle is still in progress. It's gone to an S, meaning sell that particular, just that one particular tool, technical tool, but that could flip to back to green in a moment and go back to a buy. All right, let's just leave it as it is. And now I want to go back here. To finish this up, there's a lot of work to do. So semiconductors lead the way, and they are leading the way. Within that context, I want you to do the XLF, just real quickly. XLF, pull back a little bit today, down 39 cents at 50.95. Not as good as some of the actual banking stocks, but doing pretty decently. All right, with that said, I want to do this right now. Okay. Let me just, it's Technical Friday, so let me just do this. I just wanted to show you that this could flip on a dime. But look, we've got a peak A, and we've got a leg B. And the 9 is flipped positive, and new indicators that I've got says that this...
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them, using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pro's pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
TFNN has launched the Tiger's Den. Hosted at Discord, TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
All right, we're back, and let's just get to this right away. We've got, so the XLF is moving quite nicely. Some of the banking stocks are doing a little bit better. What I wanted to show you here, and this is going to be important, is that I'll go straight to this. Bitcoin, I was asked about that. Yeah, look, Bitcoin is up 655 at 72,945. I said that I'd talk about it a little bit in greater detail. Look, every other time, let me just, how can I put that? Yeah, there we go. So this is still a rectangle formation, and a rectangle formation can last a lot longer than your patience. When it's at the bottom of a run, invariably, there's a greater chance that it's going to break to the upside. When it's at the top, invariably, it's going to break to the downside. Now, what's really important about this is that look how the MACD is held so well. Look at the difference between this MACD that ran beautifully to the upside but couldn't get any traction at all in price, and this one right here. Look at the, this is the Relative Strength Index, the RSI. Look how it's held very nicely. It's almost back to where it was, but the price is a little bit lower, so that's not so good. But look at this. It went to peak A, peak B, peak C, and it's in leg D. This is the tiniest little leg D. This is usually like one leg. That's what you want to see, not four. So you went to a D before, and then you went to an E, and you pull back. Now look what's happened. The stochastic is up at 74%. That's the first real sign of strength in this particular run right now. And look at the on-balance volume. It's way higher than it was at that peak E. So I'm looking at this, and I'm saying, I'd spoken about this for ages. I said we got out of our Bitcoin a long time ago. There was the double top, and it started coming out. I said, we're done. And most importantly, what we're looking at is that the histogram, you see the vertical lines in the weekly chart, they're actually starting to improve. They're not great at all. Nothing here is great, but it is improving. Stochastic flat at 21%. That's the exact opposite of when it's flat at the top. That's great. When it's flat at the bottom, I don't like that at all. So as I'm looking at this, I'm saying this is the start of an attempt to take out the 76,000. I don't know if it's going to do that. It's 73,130, but the 9-period moving average crossed positive in the daily. The weekly chart has it. It has the resistance at 79,106. That would be nice if we got to 79,000. But this is a work in progress. And every time I've been looking at this intraday, every time the market kind of weakened before, it would be the first thing to weak. Now, what really upsets me and worries me is that Robinhood, I've related the macro picture of Bitcoin for quite a while now to the action of Robinhood, or vice versa, but they're interrelated. That's the way I'm looking at it. But most importantly, and this is going to be quite important in terms of follow through, surely Robinhood, if that's the case, if my relationship, which looked like it was a good relationship with the rectangle and everything, is correct, then surely Robinhood should be not at 69 right now. It should be up in the 80s. It should actually have almost broken out. It should be leading. It should be 85, not 69. So to me, this is quite disappointing. And to go with that, you've got the weekly chart that says, gee, what are you looking at here? There's nothing much. So I'm putting the two together and I'm saying, I could be wrong, but maybe this is the time that we will see some money going to the Bitcoin for the first time in ages, and it'll take a while for the general public to say, you know what, I'm back in Bitcoin. Maybe that's it. All right, I did that. GDX was the next question. GDX made a peak D, also not a very, very big move to the upside. Peak D under the previous high of peak D, 117.18. I'm just looking at this and I'm saying it's struggling a little bit. Weekly chart, it's okay. So I'm considering that gold is really I've been saying it for a while, in a sideways digestive phase. Silver, a little bit different. It was much weaker. Now it's holding okay, but it's trying to find it's a different form of a base. If you look at the weekly chart, you can see that 9-period moving average is still green, but the MACD is stochastic. Those are all weak. So I'm just watching once again. I just think it's going sideways. I did want to go to that. So before I forget, I had a couple of questions. One was I'd asked the question because this is Technical Friday. I think Mara, Peak G, I agree. In fact, that was on my list today for subscribers. No, it was going to be on my list today for subscribers, but I decided, hold off a little bit. There it is. Mara is Mara Holdings. But you can see, it's also, I wouldn't call it struggling because it's doing much, much better. And the weekly chart is even a little bit better because the MACD is already crossed positive. Yeah, I kind of agree that it's looking quite good, and it's only $9.82 rather than the Bitcoin IBIT, which is $41. So yeah, I think they're going to move the same, and this is a better priced one. So let me just do this. I'm doing a couple of things at the same time. If I was asked if I would just follow this indicator, look. So it went to peak B. It's gone to peak C. Not a very big peak C, but it's still green. And it's holding quite nicely. So yeah, look at this. That 9-period moving average plus the other indicators that I've been building. I like this. And this should go to a leg D. Nice action. Very good. So let's get back to our story. I did that. So the question came up the other day, and I didn't have a chance to try to apply below exposed. You guys on. I'm going to try to apply below. Okay. So I had a question about a stock that one of our dinners asked me about the Chapman wave count, and I said, I'll do it. I didn't actually. I saw it just as I was wrapping up. So let me do this. IOVA, biotech. So Iovance Biotherapeutics. So what was the question? Oh, in the weekly chart. So look at this. Let me show you. Chapman wave notation. That's your peak A. Sorry, that's your, should have finished that one, A, B, C. Okay, let's just do this one here. There you are. So have a look at this chart. I'm going to pull the weekly chart. That's the middle chart, pulling it across. So here we go. That's your peak A right there. The week of double bottom. It goes from 164 down to 160. It goes low. 164 to 160. How can that be? Yeah, 164 to 164. And in fact, it goes 165 the week of the 9th of May of last year. Then it goes $1.64 the week of the 16th of May. And then it goes 164 the 23rd of May. That's like a round number. That's like when I look at round numbers, when you see parallel price movement. So that's like a triple bottom. And then it goes peak A, pulls back, doesn't take out the 167.66, doesn't take out the 164 low. Then it goes peak B. Under it, you got a peak A, another peak A right there, peak B. Remember, this is your starting point. No matter what happens, until you get to D, you have to count every single higher peak. So here we are. Peak A, peak B, peak C, peak D, peak E, and peak F. I hope it helps you, Dan. Yes, the waves within the waves. Remember that.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstack's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstack releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Building wealth trading in the stock market seems impossible to most people. They think it's too volatile and risky. Most people aren't going to take the time to educate themselves on how to do it right. But you're not most people, are you? At TFNN, you'll get the guidance you need to refine your strategies and techniques to invest like a pro. Because you'll be a pro. All TFNN subscriptions, books, software, and courses are available at TFNN.com. And I'm even going to tell you how to get them for less. Use TFNN's Tiger Dollars and you'll get up to a 20% bonus on your purchase. And once you apply them to your account, Tiger Dollars are automatically used for all future or recurring charges. Tiger Dollars also never expire, are fully transferable, and are a great way to add savings to your newsletters or services. Become the investor you were born to be at TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
This portion of the Tiger Technicians Hour is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day, Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at direction.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
So this is the technique that I was showing you live. And I said I had that buy signal. And the objective is to get to at least a D. It's got to a D, and then it went to an E. Left side peak D right there. That's the 1 minute chart, 9:32 this morning at 68.81.50. Pulls back all the way to 68.62, I think it was. 62.50. Gone peak A, peak B, peak C, peak D. And there's E. It missed it so far. It's missed it. This is the exact time. Wow, look at that. Unbelievable. We haven't hit it exactly. We've missed it by a point. Well, the minute is still going on. So this is the I never had a chance to do the Chapman wave inside wedge target resistance line. That's the line right there. So these are the techniques. Finally, it took me a long time. I could have done it before, but I was so busy with other things. But finally, I said, you know what? I owe it to myself to finally finish this project. It'll never finish, but it's to work on this project. And look, there you are. There's the buy signal. And we went all the way. We missed this. The high was 68.81.50. The high we got to, well, it's still going. It's still a buy signal to buy mode. It's a buy mode. 68.81. I missed it by 50 cents. Oh, no. It just hit it. Bam. Great. Oh, what a night. Oh, I love this. Oh, look at that. I mean, how much... I wish I had, I can't show my CD for some reason. It's a little problem. I would show you these beautiful cup formations and the symmetry. It's called bar symmetry. And now you can pull back. You've reached your leg E. You've gone to your target. Take a bit of a breather. Nice, nice, nice. All right. Here we go. All right. So that was Merck. So Zip wants to know about Merck. So this is very interesting because, have I forgotten what that is? Let me see if I can find it. What? How can I have lost all this notation? I've notated Merck for 40 years. I should have every single nuance. What happened? The other day, by mistake, I had to do something, and I had to shut down. I had to force a shutdown. Never do that with the trade station. If you don't do something, well, that's the reason why I'm automating. Because if you do that, you lose all the data. So for decades, I've had to redo charts, hundreds and hundreds. I mean, I don't know. I wonder how many charts I've done. So this is an F/B. Then it goes to C and a D. I remember having a D here for Merck right in the 130s. So, okay, look at this recovery that Merck's had. So I wish on the top of my head, I just, for some reason, I'm blanking out. I usually know these symbols so well. I'm just blanking out on the pharmaceutical, not the biotechs. I know all the biotechs. That's fine. I'm blanking out on the pharmaceutical ETF. Maybe someone can just pop it into the den, an ETF for the pharmaceuticals. So this is A, B. Now, Zip, I know sometimes you like to look at the bigger picture because you like to add. Let me just read. Merck Basil looking to add. Yep, that's what I thought you'd be adding. First of all, I'm going to say, in this environment, with the way that the way that this the tariffs and everything else to do with it, I think that Merck is in an area that says, regardless of all the different products that they have, and every once in a while, Merck has, on the way down, everyone was talking about Merck's product line, blah, 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 but now it's come back very strongly. So if you want to add to Merck, I'm going to do this quite quickly because I don't want to take too much time when my answer is it's a fantastic company. This is exactly the period where you've got to be looking at fantastic companies. They're the ones that seem to be holding the best. Did I miss that? I did. C1. So here's a technique. I'm not going to go into it right now, even though it's Technical Friday. This is peak C1, C2. Acts like a D. This here has gone to an A, B. But you see how Merck's struggling, just shorter term? So I'm going to say, why not hold off a little bit? Look, this is a long-term position. I could tell you right now, you could split it. You could have at 121.55, almost a recovery high. You can start a position right here because it's just, this is the area that's doing very nicely. But at the same time, what I am going to say to you is that if you want to wait for a test of the 150, if you're looking longer term, this has got the V-shaped pattern, and I'm suspecting that by June or July, there's a really good chance the all-time high of 134.61, was that the all-time high? That was the all-time high. Gosh, how could I have lost all that notation? Anyway, is going to be hit. That's another, it's another 11% or so. So I like it very much. And in this environment, this is really what I look for. So I just want to scroll down to see if anyone gave me, I missed it, okay. If anyone's giving me, no. I'll try to look for it in the break. So let's just go back to where you are. And I'm just going to say to you, I like it. I have no problem saying to you, add to it, but I would prefer to say, we do it this way. 1/3 of the position you were going to add now, and then let's just wait. I do believe that from the pattern I'm looking at, from the on-balance volume and the relative strength, that it's going to at least test this little candle right here of 116.50 that was just 4 days ago, beginning of the week. So have a little patience. But you could even nibble here, but this is your add-on position. Looking out, it doesn't really make a difference. 6 points when you're going, you're trying to get another, another 12. But in a way it does, because building the position so that you get the pullbacks and you can garner better percentages, that's really what I would like. So I'm just going to say, my own preference, hold off. I do want you to add to it. Let's do that together. But if you want to just get your foot in the door to say, I'm in, that's fine. But this is not the real position, if you're asking me for my opinion. Okay, next question came in. Yeah, we did that. ETH is down. Yeah, so ETH. Let me just show you. This is ETH. This is Ethereum. Now, of course, there's so many others. I don't actually follow them all. But Ethereum has very much the same chart pattern as the Bitcoin. I really can't quibble between the two of them. And this is even lower. It's half the price of the other. It's at $21. But I must say, let me just keep your eye on the middle chart. That's the weekly. Keep your eye, keep your eye, keep your eye. The action that we've seen this week, I like it a little bit better, but they both, if they're going to work, I'm not saying they haven't broken out yet. If they're going to work, they'll both should do well, and Mara should do well as well. That's half price. We've got half the price of the Bitcoin, then half the price of Ethereum with Mara. I'll be back in a moment. Basil Chapman, Dow is down 75.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. an amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direxion. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Yeah, so the irony is that I actually do have the charts. They're in a folder somewhere, but I just can't find them. So as a result, it's I just do them over. It takes just minutes and I'm over. So this is the XBI. This is really, I used to have this notated everything. This is still the biotech. Pill is a 3 times. I don't want a 3 times. I want just a 1-to-1. But anyway, the chart should be more or less the same. 3 times long. The pharma and medical bull. So that's probably Medtronic, etc. So, yeah, all I can say is that Merck is in a different category. It's an old time. It's been around the block. It's not going anywhere. It's just doing very nicely. All right, so that's that. Next question came in. Now IBB is biotech. IBB is biotech. I should have that notated backwards. Yeah, there it is. It's a peak B in the monthly chart. It looks pretty much like Pill, except Pill made higher highs in the weekly charts. Yeah, so, okay. With that said, let's just check to see what happened with my 1 minute. Remember, it achieved its goal, and I was looking for it to hit some resistance and then come back down. So what do we go? Oh, wrong one. No, this is the right one. Yep, there it is. Look, there's your peak E. There's your left side, right side price time match. Did it exactly. Comes back down. And what does it do? It plummets from the 580, whatever that was, maybe 83 level, down to 683, down to 68.64. Look at that. Came right down there. Went to the 200-period moving average. Now, how does the 200-period moving average act? So there are people in the den that use all different techniques. John in the den uses, he's done a lot of work using relative strength. Of course, I've done relative strength forever. And I like to combine relative strength with the unbalanced volume. You'd be surprised. You'd be amazed. Let me just see if I can show that. Yeah, look at that. You see this top? It missed it by a bar, I think, by 3 bars. This is your unbalanced volume. The relative strength is exactly the same. Look how we pulled. Look how we've made a V-shaped turnaround for some kind of a bounce. So these are lovely techniques. All right, this is Technical Friday, so we're in the technical area. Let me just do a couple of things quickly. Let me see if I missed anything. No, I missed a no there. PPH. PPA is the aerospace. PPH, of course. Yes, I think you're absolutely right. PPH, Van Eck, Vectors, Pharmaceutical. Okay, thank you very. Oh man, I used to have this notated. Thank you so much. That's Stock and Doc in the Tiger YouTube. Someone tell me, does anybody know what happened to Pat? I haven't seen Pat for a little while. Hope Pat's doing well. Who says, and Stock and Doc says, been in Merck since 87. That's the way to do it. It's like ExxonMobil. That's the kind of thing. It's the same type of thing. All right. So, all right, I'll notate this over the weekend. I'll make a note, PPH. In fact, I have to do them all over. It doesn't take me long, but I don't want to do it. I'm getting tired of doing that. I've done it for... I worked out, if I say 250,000 charts, I really think that's a gross under-exaggeration. Like even 1 minute charts I do throughout the day as long as I can, if I'm around. Okay, enough messing around. What's inflation? Okay. A real quick question was, FXI, could I just review it? You were not positive on that the other day. Yeah, it's just stuck. It's in this rectangle formation. FXI at 36.34, up 5 cents. It's just stuck. It's a little different to the, it's the Chinese market, and other things are going on there. So it is trying to turn around. I'm going to put it, the chart pattern, I'm not going to put it in the same category as the Bitcoin. I'm just going to say, because it's got a sloping downward rectangle formation. It's a channel, not a rectangle, but a channel that's different. And Hood fits into that category. Hood is still down 28 cents, really struggling. Okay, enough talking. Let me just get to a chart. So I had this. So Disney, a lot of people are talking about Disney. And people have asked me for quite some time, when you see a good sign in Disney, can you tell me? For the very first time, I'm looking at Disney and I'm seeing today the 9-period moving average cross over, and it hasn't done that since it went negative way back in 112 with 116.03 high. Then it pulls back and then it bounces and then it broke down. So this is, to me, a good sign. It's the first good sign in a little while. I don't think the market is ready for a much bigger move from here. Not if crude oil, still trading 98 now. 98 up 76 cents, up in the 90s, high 90s, not good. So let me just do that again. We were looking at Disney. And of course, higher crude this summer will not be great for Disney, but they really have other products. So I just want to have a look at this if I can. Trying to mix things today. There it is. Yeah, okay. Getting out of that. So Disney. I have a little patience. I'd like for Disney, stochastic at 9, I'd like to feel that it's going from 9 single digits to the double digits. And I'd like to see it go from 12 to 15%. If it can do that, go to 103, just 4 points higher. I think that'll be the first time I'm looking at Disney based on this weekly. And look at this. Talk about a rectangle formation. Look at that. I mean, Walt Disney, I said it's stuck in a range. And wow, between 80 and 122, just going nowhere. It's at 99 right now. Still, monthly chart S, that means that the 9 is under the 14. So you've got to have patience. I wouldn't be in a rush. If it's going to go, it's going to go, and you're going to, I think if Disney starts to move, a lot of other stocks are going to move. So this is, Disney's in the Dow, so it'll help the Dow when it finally moves. Next question was, I've spoke about this about a month ago. I said, I think UPS is the star. Federal Express is the star. UPS is the catch-up. It's making this cup formation. I think looking out, UPS is going to do great. It's done a double bottom at 82 round number, exactly 82 back in 2020. Screams up to the 230s. Peak D, how many Ds every day? Ds, what a technique. And then it comes down, goes to a trough F at what? 2 months in a row, it makes a round number 82.00 low. So that's a good sign. But the 9-period moving average had an opportunity last month to go green. It was a lousy month. It's a pity. So this is the one that's stalling. I do think it's going to do well later in the year, but it's got a lot of work. It has to get green in the 9-period moving average in the weekly chart. And the one that I said I liked the best of all was Federal Express. Percentage-wise later, I think UPS could actually do quite a lot of catching up, but Federal Express I explained this is a Chapman with Rogue Wave. I did explain it, right? I don't want to go through it again if I did it before. And this is a peak D doji candle right there at the high of 392.64 in the weekly chart, and it's trying to come back again. And what is it doing? Look at this pattern as we go to the break. Chapman wave falling axe formation, the breakout pattern. We'll see if it's going to do that. All right, I'll be back in a moment. Basil Chapman, Tiger Ignitions Hour. I'll be back without a
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, for free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento. A pro's pro with over 50 years of experience, Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
So Sidus Space Inc. Designs, manufactures, launches data collection. This is the one I was looking for last night. I'm going through it in my head. I said, what was the one that also did measurements, etc.? So this is SIDU, trading at 379, up 46 cents, up 13%. Yeah, this one, watch closely because it needs to clear right there. To make that cup formation I was talking about as a potential, it needs to clear the high of the week of the 23rd of Jan at 440. It's just got to get higher than that, and then it makes that cup formation. And then I think it actually launches quite nicely. But right now, great action, but it needs to follow through. It hasn't. So let me just do this real quickly. So I showed you this technique that I would use, the left side, right side price time match. Now we're making the arch formation. I think there's a difficult time today. Over the weekend, nobody knows what's going to happen. Of course, in this market, you never can tell. But I'm suspecting we're going to have a little bit of a pullback that the Dow actually makes It's peak B today. And that doesn't mean to say it guarantees that it's going to go through D. I haven't got a buy mode yet. I've got a buy signal, but not a buy mode. Like fabulous action. We'll see what happens if it can hold into Wednesday. Wednesday, we've actually tagged 49,000. I don't know how it can do that. That's amazing. I just think that we're going to start rolling over next week. Internal low, and then we're going to see the residual low unless something spectacular happens with crude oil, etc. So with that said, I'm going to hand you over to Steve Rhodes. Thank you for being here. Check out my opening call daily newsletter. We've had some nice positions. As I say, we're long the Dow, we're long the Russell 2000, and yeah, we're long the Bitcoin. These are the latest positions that we added. We'll see what happens. Have a wonderful, did I just beat you? Yes, I did. Have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you next Monday, this coming Monday, that is. Yes, thank you for being here, and enjoy the day, enjoy the weekend.